Hello, my name is Jacob Woodrow, and I'm a Master's of Exercise Science student at the University of Indianapolis. I will be presenting one of our student-led research projects looking at preseason fitness testing and workloads and any potential relationships between that and collegiate soccer playing. Collegiate soccer is a very demanding sport in multiple components. There is plenty of evidence suggesting that soccer players at high levels are required to be all-around athletes in regards to fitness. Aerobic capacity, top-end speed, agility, and power are all areas in which a successful soccer player will be trained in. These components of fitness are well developed through the year, but emphasized heavily in preseason training. In high-level soccer teams, often there will be testing of these fitness components in the preseason. In addition to physical testing, new technological advancements have made it possible for coaches and sports scientists to analyze external training load for athletes, and we will go into more detail with those in a moment. There is some limited work that has tried to look at collegiate soccer players to see if there are any differences between those who are starting players and those who see limited competition. Since soccer isn't really a statistics-driven sport, it can be difficult to determine what it means to be a successful soccer player. So if we have the ability to test collegiate soccer players and look at their external training load, we wanted to see if there is a difference between athletes who see more playing time and those who see limited playing time. Put simply, are these players different in regards to how much training they do or their fitness testing capacity? We used a multi-pronged approach to try to answer this question. We worked with a male collegiate soccer team, and you can see there were 22 athletes that took part in this study. These athletes were monitored in two different areas. The first was in preseason testing, in which the athletes took part in a 10 and 30 meter sprint, an agility shuttle, a vertical jump, and a yo-yo intermittent running test, which measures aerobic capacity and body composition. In addition, across 6 weeks of preseason testing, GPS monitoring was worn by each athlete so that we could see distance covered, average number of sprints, average heart rate, and training load. We then split the athletes into two groups. There was a playing group, which were those who saw more than 50% of play during competition, and a limited time group, who saw less than 50% of play during competition. Both of these groups were comprised of 11 athletes. Were there any differences between the groups? You can see that in preseason fitness testing, the playing group performed significantly better in agility testing and tended to perform better in sprints. Simply put, the athletes who saw more playing time were more agile and tended to be faster in the short sprint tests than the limited playing time group. In addition, using the GPS monitoring, we saw that the playing group sprinted more in each practice session and did more sprints per minute, even when we normalized the time for both groups. The limited time group had a higher training load. Since training load takes into account heart rate during a training session, this could mean that the training that the athletes are doing is more taxing on a limited time group than the playing group. So what we found was that the players who see more competition minutes seem to perform better than those who see limited time in preseason agility and sprinting testing. In the preseason training sessions, the athletes who see more competitive minutes sprint more than those who see limited time. And we think this is important because strength and conditioning coaches can think about developing these specific training components prior to the competition season. We are mindful that this is carried out over only one preseason with data from only one male collegiate soccer team. This should be followed up with investigations into female soccer players and other team sports as well. Future investigations should focus on these relationships between preseason testing, fitness capacity, and overall team success. Thank you very much for listening. I'd like to thank the faculty members, Dr. Kayat, Dr. Robinson, and Dr. Long, who helped us advise with this research, and also my student colleagues who helped with data collection, data analysis, and putting together this presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.